my sofa all alone. Sitting on my sofa, sipping at my sofa, sitting on my sofa all alone. Sitting on my sofa all alone. Sitting on my sofa, sipping at my sofa, sitting on my sofa. Well, I got plenty of friends. You got a TV set. You got the cars. And this boat never had everything. I'm stuck here. Sitting on my sofa all alone. Sitting on my sofa, sipping on my soda, sitting on my sofa. You got plenty of friends. I got a TV set. You got motor cars. And this boat never had everything. I'm stuck here. Sitting on my sofa all alone. Sitting on my sofa, sipping on my soda, sitting on my sofa. Oh, 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 oh. Sitting on my sofa. Sitting on my sofa. Sitting on my sofa.
Hi, welcome to Some Kind of Fun, the hottest Facebook Live YouTube show about the Minneapolis rock scene. Today we're going to have an interview with Robert Wilkinson, clips from the Big Turn Music Festival, and we'll have a lively discussion with my co-hosts Claire and Paul. Hi, Claire and Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Pete.
How's it going?
It's
Quite well.
just great.
So we were talking before the show, and I think we should talk about this on the show. What do you think is the best local show you've seen, and what is the best national touring act you've seen here in Minnesota? Claire?
Well, I think that's a really hard question. This is going to be...
I only ask hard questions on
Yes,
the show.
the hard-hitting questions, yes. You're a real sleuth, Pete. So I think this is going to be a mantra of the show, and that is that we have so much local talent that it is really, really hard to nail down a local show. But I think in terms of local shows that I've seen, I would narrow it down to any D4th of July show I've ever been to. There are a handful of things that I gleefully look forward to all year long, and one is WrestleMania, another is the State Fair, and the other thing used to be the 4th of July shows, because they were great. It was just fun. Great bands, great vibe, wonderful.
So you heard it here first. They should bring back D4th of July.
Yes, I have said this for, a couple of years now.
Okay.
Yes, bring back D4th of July. I think in terms of a touring band, it would have to be a toss-up between any Bob Mold show that I've seen and Circle Jerks that we went to last year. And Circle Jerks sticks in my mind because it was just a great show all around. But I also brought two of my kids who I would say like halfway through were like, we're tired of standing, we're leaving. We're gonna go find out. I was
Did
like,
they just ditch you?
I was like, finally, I'm like, fine, go sit, you babies. And but that was up until then. It was really no, it was great all around. I mean, it was, and the intensity of it was just like great. Like it was just a great big punk rock show
Perfect.
of some of my favorite bands.
So, building on your D4 thing, I will be seeing them July 1st in Chicago with the Hold Steady.
And Mountain Goats too, right?
Yes, and Mountain Goats. And so that brings me to how I was going to answer this question, is to hybridize it. And I will say two of my favorite shows ever that combined the local show aspect with the national touring show aspect were the Replacements at Midway Stadium. And I got to see the Hold Steady play the Student Union at St. Olaf College, which was just an insanely packed little room and just so much fun. How about you, Pete?
So for local shows, one that sticks out in my head was the Entry used to do a cover night, where bands would do covers, and the Pushbacks did a Undertone set, and the Mighty Mofos did a Who set. And I never got the privilege of seeing the Who as you should see the Who with Keith Moon on drums and blowing out your eardrums. But the Mofos, they did a great loud entry show of my favorite Who songs, and that was probably, that one sticks out in my head. And then for a national act, the one that that is my happy place memory was Superchunk opening up for Teenage Fan Club. And the thing that I remember most about it is I pogoed down 7th Street to my car because I was in such, as the French would say, jouissance.
Yeah. Superchunk at Art of Whirl was also an incredible show.
Yeah, that was
outside Grumpy's Northeast. That was just great.
Up next is a clip from the Turf Club of Mad Mojo Jet and Mood Swings.
And we also have the Dean of Scream 72nd birthday at the Schooner Tavern. right, welcome back to Some Kind of Fun. We're here today with Twin Cities rock legend and, more importantly to me, my friend, Robert Wilkinson. Robert, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
And it's great to be here, Paul. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm with friends,
Yes.
so that's good.
We're safe. We're with
We're
friends.
safe. So we obviously go back a long ways.
Yes.
At least we were in the same club a lot in
Yes.
the late 70s, the Longhorn.
Yes.
And I still see you play as often as possible now. And, it's been 45 plus years. So how do you see the scene then, the scene now, and what's changing?
Well, it's been a few years, and it's amazing to me to think that here we are sitting here still doing this. I was thinking about that the other day. How grateful I am that I'm still able to do this. And after 45, I mean, I've been playing, I say 50 years, but it's
Yeah,
been
I know.
more than that.
Yeah.
I start my career around 1970, but so it's amazing. A lot of it is still the same. We're still like those kids going out to the clubs, on the weekends to see our favorite bands and stuff at some of the clubs that were around back then, and we're still going to them. The Twin Cities has changed a lot over the years, and from the riots and COVID and stuff. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the strong, fierce, on-fire music community. The scene today, it's fierce. It's great. It's strong. A lot of great spirits out there. A lot of up-and-comers. I just went to 7th Street and saw just a great band who I fell in love with, who I've been hearing about for the past couple of years, and that's Loki's Folly. So here you have two sisters and a brother. I think she just turned 21, Annie, who plays guitar and vocals, and then there's Nissa on drums and Oscar on bass. These are amazing kids, and they are just, it's so cool to see these kids making such a great, beautiful noise that they are. And that gives us so much hope and promise there's a great future for our community. Our community is great as it is, but it's going to get stronger and stay great over the next few years.
Now, you just released an LP that had been recorded a long time ago.
Right.
So tell us about how that came about. And
After the O's broke up in '87, Flamin' O's broke up. We all kind of went off to have families and raise kids and stuff like that. My first daughter was born in '88. My second daughter was born in '91. Allie was born in '88. Ava in '91. But I still wanted to play music, so I had a band with Bob Burns on keyboards, Ben Kaplan on drums, and a couple bass players that changed in the lineup. The first one was Gary Snow, and then Jody Ray stepped back in one incarnation of the band. It was just called the Robert Wilkinson Band, and we played around. And I was writing and stuff, and we had the opportunity to make a record with Blackberry Way Records, Mike Owens, and all those guys. So we made an album for them in '91. And due to whatever reasons, maybe financial, maybe changing the band lineup, something like that, it got shelved and it sat on the shelves for a while. And, there really wasn't, I guess, any urgency to release it. And I wasn't going to press anybody to release it or anything like that. It was, I don't know, life moved on and we got involved in other things. And so there it sat until recently. I was always hoping that it could be released because I thought it was a real solid album. I thought some of the songs were really solid and a little bit different than what I'd been writing before. So in the past couple of years, we had found a way to restore it, get this music, retrieve it, remix it. Mike did a remix, and then we sent it to Abbey Road to have it mastered, which is, right? It's not lost on me.
pretty cool.
How fucking cool that is. And the guy who mastered it was, of course, I can't remember his name right offhand, but he's been at Abbey Road for 40 years and has just done some amazing stuff. So worked with Bowie and resume is just nuts. So it was really, really cool to have this guy master this record. And we just released it. We call it Lost and Found. I did the artwork on it, which is very quirky and fever dreamish and weird. But I like to think it adds kind of a cool personal touch to it, you know what I mean? So we were able to, restore it, have it mastered at Abbey Road, got it back, and it is out and about now. We haven't really did a hard push on it yet, but we did kind of a soft release. But we have it at the shows, and you can get a CD. At this point in time, no vinyl, but we do have CDs, and of course, it's out there in the streaming and download other world, where you can also
Talk about the change to the scene.
talk about the landscape. Wow, and that's another wow.
Yeah.
Talk about Back then, it was of course, obviously no cell phones and things like that. You know.
Yeah.
People actually had conversations on the telephone. You could call somebody and they'd answer and go, you want to rehearse? Yeah. And then we live at rehearsal spaces for days and days. And we all lived together and stuff like that. And then, and of course now part of the landscape is the downloading and streaming and stuff. And that's cool because it reaches a lot of people that you might not otherwise reach. So, unfortunately, even though the streaming services don't pay the artists what they should, you can still reach a lot of people worldwide, internationally, and I believe that's a good thing.
Yeah. So the last episode, we talked about the Flamin' O's making their 7th Street entry debut.
Yes.
And then, unfortunately, weather happened.
Thanks, universe. Thanks, Mother
So you'll
Nature.
be back. You've rescheduled into the Turf Club.
Yes.
And when is that exactly?
Tuesday night, March 21st. It's a school night, but don't be deterred. It's an early show. We have a really cool singer-songwriter from St. Paul named John Berg who's opening, and he has a 3-piece band with Ryan Smith on bass. Ooh. Ryan, you might know from Melismatics and Soul Asylum. Awesome guy who's also mentoring Loki's Folly and played with them at 7th Street. And Ryan himself is an awesome musician, artist, and just a great guy. And also with John Berg is Peter Anderson on drums. And you know him from Run and Westy Run. And who are they? Another great talent and another awesome guy. So they start at 8 and the O's go on at 9, and it's a school night, but everybody can be home and in bed by at least 2 a.m. But
So-
we'll be done by 10:30.
So you're
No,
saying
but
like
it-
every other night.
Yeah, right. So come on out. It's going to be great. It's our first show of the year, and I'm looking forward to playing with my amazing band and all the cool people I get to play with, and it's going to be great.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. We'll try not to hurt you too bad.
I
but,
hope you do. I hope you hurt me real bad.
Well, you will go home tired and sweaty, so we'll all sleep good that night, except
Exactly.
me.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
I know. Future plans for upcoming recording?
I'd like to, but nothing in the plans at this point. I would like to make another album with the O's, and I'd like to do another solo album. So we'll see. You know, I have a pile of songs sitting around at home, piles of paper, half songs here, half whole song here, and so I have to get organized and get them together. But yeah, I'd like to do some more recording in the future. So we'll see how that goes. Right now we're lining up gigs for the summer. It looks good. We got a July 1st at Hook and Ladder. We got Mears Park August 24th with Two Harbors and Chemistry Set. So things are shaping up, and it looks like it's going to be really fun. So at this point in time, I'm just trying to live and not lose my mind. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here, Robert.
My pleasure. Yeah.
This was really, really fun.
Gonna say
This is the part of the show where we talk about upcoming shows that we're all looking forward to. Paul, what are you looking forward to?
I am really looking forward to the suburbs, getting back to the main room at First Avenue, and the hang-ups will be opening for them. Should be a great night.
What night is that?
April 21st. Friday, April 21st.
There you go, Claire.
I am looking forward to two shows at Palmer's. The first is a St. Patty's Day celebration with Christy Costello's new project and the Goo Goo Mucks. And then the second one is Annie and the Bang Bang, the Customers, and the Silver Teens on March 24th at Palmer's.
On March 25th in the entry, I'm looking forward to Piss Fest, which will be Vile's record release for their cover of Territorial Pissings by Nirvana, and Surly Girly is on the bill as well.
All right, and now here we have some clips from Dragnet and the Rink Strangers.